You're at a high-end lounge in the middle of Manhattan, surrounded by people, loud music, and expensive drinks. Everyone seems to be having the time of their lives, except for you. You feel this strange, heavy pull to just go home, sit in your favorite chair, and be completely alone with your thoughts. While society tells you that being a loner is a problem to be fixed, evolutionary biology suggests that for some of you, it's actually a sign of a highly evolved brain. Think about this. Your brain is a piece of high-tech hardware running on software that hasn't had a major update in 10,000 years. Psychologists call this the Savanna Principle. Back in the Pleistocene era, our ancestors lived in small tribes of about 150 people on the African plains. Their survival depended on that tight-knit circle. In that environment, being alone meant certain death, which is why most people today still get a massive hit of dopamine from hanging out with friends. But a landmark study published in the British Journal of Psychology by researchers Satoshi Kanazawa and Norman Lee found something that flips this entire narrative on its head. Kanazawa and Lee analyzed data from over 15,000 individuals between the ages of 18 and 28, and the results were a classic good news, bad news situation for the modern world. For the average person, living in a high-density area like New York City or London actually decreases their life satisfaction. We aren't built for crowds. These people are significantly happier when they socialize frequently with their small tribe of friends. This makes sense. It's our ancient biological script playing out in real time. But when the researchers looked at people with a high IQ, the correlation completely shattered. Here's the kicker. The study revealed that for highly intelligent individuals, the more they socialized with their friends, the less happy they actually felt. Let that sink in for a second. While the rest of the world is chasing social connection to feel whole, the smartest people in the room are often feeling drained, distracted, and even miserable by the very same thing. If you've ever felt like a socially awkward outsider because you'd rather solve a complex problem than go to happy hour, you aren't broken. You might just be experiencing an evolutionary mismatch. Researchers suggest that general intelligence actually evolved as a psychological mechanism to solve evolutionarily novel problems. In plain English, intelligence is the tool our species used to adapt to environments we weren't originally designed for, like massive cities and digital networks. Highly intelligent people are better equipped to rewrite their biological hardwiring. They don't need the constant crutch of the tribe to navigate the world or feel secure. They can discard the ancient instinct for constant socialization in favor of higher, more abstract goals. Think about Isaac Newton. In 1665, when the Great Plague hit London, Cambridge University shut down, and Newton retreated to his family estate in the middle of nowhere. He spent 18 months in total isolation. No pubs, no friends, no small talk. The result? He discovered calculus, the laws of motion, and the nature of light. If Newton had spent every night socializing to keep his dopamine levels up, we might still be living in the Dark Ages. Newton didn't just survive solitude, he used it as fuel. This is what modern high performers like Bill Gates call think weeks. Twice a year, Gates disappears into a secluded cabin in the woods with nothing but books and a notepad. No internet, no people. It was during one of these weeks of self-imposed Savannah solitude that he wrote the Internet Tidal Wave memo that completely shifted the course of Microsoft. For people like Gates and Newton, and perhaps for you, solitude isn't about being lonely. It's about reaching a state of flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the father of flow theory, describes this state as being so deeply immersed in a task that time and self-consciousness just disappear. For a highly intelligent brain, socialization is often an interruption of that flow. Every "hey, how's it going?" is a needle scratch on a beautiful record.
This brings us to Dunbar's number. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar famously calculated that our brains can only manage about 150 stable relationships. But if you're focused on building a rocket, writing a symphony, or understanding the fabric of reality, you might consciously choose to limit that number to 5 or even 0 to protect your cognitive resources. Now, let's be real for a minute. Satoshi Kanazawa is a controversial figure in psychology, and critics like Andrew Gelman have pointed out that we shouldn't lean too hard into biological determinism. Just because you have a high IQ doesn't mean you should become a hermit. There is a massive difference between voluntary solitude and the kind of social isolation that causes real mental health crises. Loneliness kills, but solitude builds. The key is understanding your own optimal arousal level. If you live in a big city, your ancient brain is likely under constant attack. Every stranger you pass on the street is a potential threat to your amygdala. This is why you see the smartest people on the subway wearing massive noise-canceling headphones. They aren't necessarily listening to music. They are creating a personal savanna, a digital wall of solitude that allows their brain to feel safe and focused amidst the chaos. It's a survival tactic for the modern intellectual. So, if you are the person who constantly cancels plans, or the one who feels a sense of relief when a party gets called off, stop apologizing for it. Your preference for solitude isn't a personality flaw, it's an adaptation. You aren't weird or antisocial. You are simply operating on a level where your internal world is more interesting and more rewarding than the noise outside. You are using your intelligence to navigate a world that your biology doesn't quite understand yet. Stop forcing yourself to fit in just to satisfy a 10,000-year-old instinct. Your solitude is your superpower. Use it. Subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden mechanics of your mind.